It's up to us.
As suicide bomber claims the lives of innocent students in Potiskum, President Jonathan commiserates with victims' families. President Jonathan canvasses joint action to brave challenges of falling crude oil prices. Federal and state governments synergize on public procurement that serves the people. And preparations nearing conclusion for presidential declaration of Dr. Jonathan to get back to office. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on NTA Network News. I'm Cyril Stober. President Goodluck Jonathan has commiserated with the government and people of Yobe State on the death of many students of Government Science Secondary School Potiskum following an attack by a suspected suicide bomber this Monday. President Jonathan particularly extends his heartfelt sympathies to the parents of the promising youngsters who met their untimely death while on the school's assembly ground as they prepared to begin another week. A statement by presidential spokesman Reuben Abati said in spite of the seeming setbacks, President Jonathan's administration remains fully committed to winning the war against insurgency and terrorism. The president condemned the dastardly murder of the students while in pursuit of a better life for themselves and their families. And still on the attack, Senate President David Mark has decried the massacre of students by a suspected suicide bomber at the GSS Potiskum, describing it as barbaric and condemnable in a statement by his media advisor, Kola Ologbondino. Senator Mark commiserated with the government and people of Yobe State over the incident.
Is conducted with a view to recalibrating its processes and procedures towards improving its overall capability. One of the ways is through the Chief of the Naval Staff Annual Conference, which provides a platform for intellectuals to deliberate on identified challenges of the Navy.
With a more globalized economy and Nigeria's continued reliance on the maritime environment for economic development, ensuring a safe and secure maritime domain is critical to the realization of Nigeria's aspiration to be one of the 20 economies of the world.
In our changing world, the Nigerian Navy must invent new kinds of strategies to meet our operational dictates.
The theme of CONSAC 2014 is consistent with the need to adapt to contemporary global trends in the security sphere and in conformity with the overall policy thrust of the federal government's transformation agenda.
In Lokoja, Solomon Ayedehi, NTA News.
There are approximately 700,000 internally displaced persons recorded in Nigeria, with quite a number of others not even known. Emergency agencies are, however, saying that although the figure is high, they're not overwhelmed. They stated this while featuring on NTA's program Good Morning Nigeria earlier today. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Quite a number of factors are responsible for the increasing number of internally displaced persons in Nigeria. They range from natural disasters like flood to man-made activities such as insurgency and internal communal clashes. The National Emergency Management Agency NEMA says unsettled nature of the displaced persons in provided locations are its major challenge, while the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons believes that a national policy targeted at displaced persons would go a long way to addressing their plight.
Some people are even afraid to go to any place that is called a camp for the fear that they may be, attacked. But again, NEMA and its collaborators or stakeholders have made what we call a collection point to cater for the immediate needs of those that were displaced.
Is that there are some IDPs that we are not even aware they exist because they don't even come to report. I really think it's unfortunate to dwell too much into the issue of numbers. If we have several 100,000 IDPs, 400,000, 200,000, they are still IDPs, and it's also unfortunate. Even if it's one family that is displaced, it's one family too many. We should try to do something about it.
The Nigerian Red Cross Society, a strategic partner in emergency response management, called for strengthening of synergy among collaborative agencies.
Somebody lost everything, house, property, means of livelihood. Giving him a bag of rice or giving him some certain thing will not really address the issue, because he's thinking of what the next thing to do, even after leaving the camp. Where do I go to? How do I start life again? So it goes beyond providing only relief materials to these people.
The stakeholders called on Nigerians to team up with response agencies, stressing that emergency and response management is a call to duty on all and sundry. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
A Nigerian Air Force helicopter executed a controlled forced landing 4 minutes after takeoff today at the Yola International Airport. A statement by the Director of Defense Information, Major General Chris Olukolade, said the helicopter, which was on a training mission, recorded no casualty, and an air investigation panel has already been set up to unravel the circumstances that led to the incident. Correspondent Yusuf Jika reports.
The helicopter is said to have been on surveillance before the crash. When NTA News visited the scene of the crash, there was heavy deployment of security operatives comprising Army and Air Force personnel around the area, barricading both the media and the public from access to the wreckage of the crashed helicopter. An eyewitness, Babangida Ardo, who was among few people around the area when the incident occurred, confirmed that 4 white men were on board, all dressed in civilian attires, and all of them were evacuated alive.
The jet had problem.
All attempts by NTA News to get further details from authorities of the 75 Strike Group of the Nigerian Air Force in Yola were unsuccessful. In Yola, Yusuf Jiga, NTA News.
Oil-producing countries have been encouraged to continue to work together in order to overcome the current challenges of falling crude oil prices. President Goodluck Jonathan gave the charge while receiving letters of credence from Angola's new ambassador to Nigeria. State House correspondent Segun Lawole reports.
An audience with the Angola's new ambassador to Nigeria said that African oil-producing countries particularly needed to come together and strategize on the best ways of protecting their domestic economies from the fluctuating oil prices. Nigeria and Angola, the president noted, have always had cordial bilateral relations, and the president called for the expansion of trade, economic, cultural and political cooperation between the two countries. At another audience with Hungary's new ambassador to Nigeria, President Jonathan called for greater international support and assistance for the West African countries that continue to be plagued by the Ebola virus disease. President Jonathan also received letters of credence from the new ambassador of Burundi and Serbia. He wished all the new envoys very successful tenure in Nigeria and assured them that they will receive the full cooperation of the federal government as they work to enhance bilateral relations between their countries and Nigeria. In the State House, Segun Lawole, NTA News.
The stage is set for the declaration by Dr. Goodluck Jonathan for the 2015 presidential election. Chinedu Obike, who visited Eagle Square, reports that finishing touches have been put to the arrangements and that activities will begin at 10 o'clock in the morning.
The Eagle Square, venue of tomorrow's event, is agog with activities of different kinds, all aimed at setting the stage for the president's declaration.
No, I think it's very great. It is very, very wonderful. All the committees, their chairman, the subcommittee, deputy chairman, all the members, everybody has been working around the clock. And by now, the stage is set for the president to declare tomorrow.
We are trying to make sure we decorate it and provide the infrastructure that will make it safe and secure for over 100,000 people that are coming. We are even expanding the sitting area by utilizing all the spaces around the Eagle Square.
As you can see, our vans, our operational staff are all over the place, and we are ready to beam this live.
Here in the Eagle Square, There is ample evidence that adequate security measures have been deployed to ensure a successful and hitch-free ceremony. Organizers say Nigerians from all corners of the country are expected at the event.
What we expect is that there will be a mammoth crowd here. Everybody is coming. The states are on the way. Most of them are already on ground, waiting for tomorrow's declaration.
He had done a good job for Nigerians. And I'm happy, I thank the PDP for taking the right decision by giving him the mandate, to run for second term.
There are indications that visitors to the square for the event tomorrow will be comprehensively screened to ensure success of the event. Chinedu Obike, NTA News.
In the meantime, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, says tomorrow's declaration by President Goodluck Jonathan is an immeasurable boost to the collective aspiration of millions of members of the party for the greatness of Nigeria through the continuity of all-sector transformation of the nation. The PDP said the champion, quote, "the best of them all is on stage," end quote, and invited the opposition to a free, fair, and non-violent contest. A statement by the National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Olisa Metu, said the unanimous endorsement of the president for a second term by the party is a decision anchored on the overriding necessity for an unmitigated protection of the national interest. The party described the declaration as an assurance of better days ahead. And as President Jonathan prepares to declare his intention to run for the 2015 presidential election, a special interfaith rally has been held for a successful outing. Ruben Okala reports.
The interfaith rally, organized by the Goodluck Support Group, was devoted to prayers led by clerics of both faiths. Presidential advisor on political matters and national coordinator of Goodluck Support Group, Professor Rufai Ahmed Alkali, says President Goodluck Jonathan has all it takes to contest the 2015 election.
We are not doing ceremonial prayers. As from today, we are going to pray for our president, pray for our country, pray for our people all over. God says, I am the one that makes people. I give power to who I want to give power. I anoint those I want to anoint. Today is a gathering of like minds. This day is for the people of the Goodluck Support Group. They are all come with one voice to cry to God Almighty.
We want to start the foundation with prayers and then want to prepare the journey, handing it over to God.
Other speakers called for unity and requested Nigerians to continue to pray for the success of the 2015 election. In Abuja, Ruben Okala, NTA News.
And staying with Tuesday's declaration, the Nigeria Police Force has alerted the public of the event at Eagle Square, Abuja. A statement by the Force Public Relations Officer Emmanuel Ujuku advises the public to use alternative routes as vehicular traffic will be diverted from most of the roads leading to and out of Eagle Square, Central Business District, between 5 o'clock in the morning and 8 o'clock at night. The Nigeria Police Force regrets the inconveniences. And the plenary session of the Senate, earlier scheduled to resume on Tuesday, the 11th of this month, has been shifted. Although no reason was given for the postponement, it might not be unconnected with the planned declaration by the President for the 2015 election. A statement by the clerk to the Senate, Benedict Efeturi, requested senators to resume plenary on Wednesday, the 12th, at 10 o'clock in the morning. And still ahead, First Lady challenges intellectuals to use their gift for national development. The details in just a moment.
Discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood.
Change is never easy. It was not easy for Dr. Martin Luther King,
when Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew transformed Singapore from third world to first world. It was not easy. They stoned him. It was not easy for Nelson Mandela.
I, Barack Hussein Obama.
It was not easy for Barack Obama. Nothing worthwhile ever is. Dr. Martin Luther King did it. Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew did it. Nelson Mandela did it. Barack Obama did it. Goodluck Jonathan is doing it. He is transforming Nigeria. Mr. President, keep doing it. We who are with you are so many more than those who are against you. A message from protectors of Nigerian posterity.
Niger has got her pulse back. Now you can call from your campus and from over 500 other campuses at 11 copies per second all day to any network, plus lots of other awesome benefits. Dial *406#. Step into the pulsing zone. It's MTN iPulse, baby. Back, bigger, and better.
Awesome P. MTN. Everywhere you go.
President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan declares, Nigerians first! Nigerians always! Declaration date, Tuesday, 11 November 2014. Time, 10 a.m. prompt. Venue, Eagle Square, Abuja. Be part of history. President Goodluck Jonathan salutes you all. This message is brought to you by the PDC, Media and Publicity Committee.
When I thirsty. It tastes good, it tastes good. Hollandia, yogurt break time. When I'm hungry, when I'm thirsty. Hollandia, yogurt break time. When I'm hungry, when I'm thirsty. Oh, yeah, yo. Oh, Hollandia yogurt, available in strawberry, plain, and pineapple coconut.
The Chairman, Implementation Committee of the Presidential Special Scholarship Scheme for Innovation and Development, Professor Julius A. Okoje, OON, wishes to announce the release of shortlisted candidates for the 2015-2016 edition of the scheme. All applicants are advised to check for their names in The Guardian, Thisday, Punch, Daily Trust, Leadership, Daily Sun, Tribune, Pilot, and Champion newspapers of November 11th and November 13th, 2014. Shortlisted candidates are invited for the next stage of the selection process, a computer-based test. Date, Monday 8 December 2014. Time 10 a.m. prompt. Venues, Abuja FCT, London UK, Washington DC USA. Professor Julius A. Okoje, Chairman, Preside Implementation Committee. Announcer.
Happy Hour, burst of refreshment. Available in peach, tropical fruit, apple peach pear, kiwi mint lime, and guava. Chi Happy Hour, burst of refreshment.
House of Chi.
A second chance is a human right. Goodluck Jonathan deserves a second chance.
Sponsored by Fresh Focus.
This is to inform all distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that the resumption of Senate in plenary has been scheduled from Tuesday, 11th November 2014 to Wednesday, 12th November 2014. All distinguished senators are by this notice requested to resume sitting in plenary on Wednesday, 12th November 2014 by 10 a.m. prompt. Please, Benedict Feture, Clerk, Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, announcer. The Board of Trustees, Management and Staff of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TET Fund, cordially invites the general public to the launching of the following. TET Fund sponsors specialized higher education textbooks published by the University of Ibadan under the TET Fund Book Development Program, guidelines on institution-based research fund, and issue award letters to 20 successful researchers under the National Research Fund. The event is scheduled to take place as follows. Date, Thursday, 13th November 2014. Venue, NAF Conference Center and Suites, Plot 496 Amadu Bello Way, close to next Caution Carry, Gado, Abuja. Time 10 a.m. All interested members of the public are expected to be seated at 9:30 a.m. Please. TET Fund, fulfilling its resolve to continue to positively transform Nigeria's tertiary education system. Professor Suleiman Elias Bogoro, Executive Secretary, announcer.
Be a witness to history as His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, declares in response to Nigerians' demand. As an outstanding performer, he was underreported. We came, highlighted his verifiable achievements that have transformed every sector of Nigeria. The story has now changed, with over 17.8 million Nigerians endorsing him for continuity. We invite you to join us at Eagle Square, Abuja on Tuesday, November 11, 2014 to share history with us. Time 10 a.m. prompt. Thank you, Mr. President, for yielding to the voice and demand of Nigerians.
This message is brought to you courtesy Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria. Down for one vision, Nigeria.
President Goodluck Jonathan says synergy between the federal and state governments is desirable towards entrenching public procurement reforms to achieve good governance and optimal application of scarce resources in tackling development challenges. The president was represented by Vice President Namadi Sambu, commended the courage of 24 states in establishing their regulatory agencies. State House correspondent Hamza Musa Makarfi reports.
And it's very
The public procurement reform began more than 14 years ago in Nigeria. The Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozo Okonjo-Iweala, conceived the vision and supervising it to maturity. The objective of the reform has been to reduce corruption and improve efficiency in the management of public expenditure. As the conference opened, one of the success stories which reverberated is the saving of 528 billion naira occasioned by project reviews by the Bureau of Public Procurement. The conference envisages all states to adopt the same set of rules as prescribed in the Procurement Act.
Today I'm here to reaffirm my commitment to strengthen the Bureau for Public Procurement.
President Jonathan said public procurement reform will continue to remain a tool of achieving good governance in Nigeria. He commended development partners, the Bureau of Public Procurement and other stakeholders for supporting the initiative.
All the states that are yet to pass the law are urged to pass them, while those that have passed the laws are urged to strengthen them in order to ensure delivery of services at best cost to the people.
The Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozo Okonjo-Iweala, raised some questions and answers.
Why is the public procurement system so important, and why do we go through it with what may seem cumbersome and irritating to many of us at times, trying to obtain a certificate of no objection? It is because it's one of the most important tools for fiscal savings within any government.
Chairman of the conference, former Senate President Ken Inamani, said the conference is timely.
We will be maximizing our scarce resources.
In Abuja, I am Hamza Musa Makarfi, NTA News.
Well, a comparative analysis of public procurement reforms in Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa indicate that Kenya and South Africa have the public procurement law entrenched in their constitutions. Our speakers at the technical session of the National Conference on Public Procurement concluded that capacity and character building are essential for efficient public procurement system. Bosede Adebayo has the details.
The lead paper on delivering more and better public services for less through efficient public procurement system was presented by the President Jefferson Solutions, United States of America, Dr. Alan Berman. He advocated open and competitive process in the award of contracts.
There's nothing more important than to be consistent, fair, and above board.
Providing an overview of public procurement reforms in Nigeria, the Director General, Bureau of Public Procurement, Emeka Eze, said over 180 companies have been recommended to the ICPC and EFCC for investigation on matters bordering on tax fraud.
We need to spend our meager resources in an open, transparent way in order to deliver more to the Nigerian people.
The question to ask is that whether we have changed behavior. We know that procurement is not just about processes, and it's not just about procurement.
America enacted its procurement law in 1791, while South Africa had its own as far back as the days of apartheid. Providing a comprehensive analysis of procurement reforms in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and South Africa, Dr. Sokwe Williams Elegbe of University of Stellenbosch, South Africa, said capacity building is a big issue, while the Executive Director, International Law Institute, Washington, D.C., United States of America, King Pham, examined manpower requirements for effective public procurement. State governors took their turn to share experiences, emphasizing the need for enforcement of the law, while builders and other stakeholders also had inputs. Some of the participants said transparency and fairness are essential in the application of public procurement law. Bosede Adebayo, NTA News.
For more on this, I'm being joined now by the Director General of the Bureau of Public Procurement, Mr. Emeka Eze. Thanks for being with us here.
Thank you.
What are you setting out to achieve at this conference?
Basically, Nigeria has one economy and we're running a federation. But right now, only the federal government is implementing the law fully. And so the need to bring all the states of the federation to have a common national values on procedures and public expenditure becomes very important. And so that's why Mr. President thought it wise that as part of his transformation agenda, he needs to bring all the states of the federation to subscribe to the same set of rules. And that's basically why the law is to urge the state governors to buy into this procurement reform.
We hear now from reports that some countries have the law entrenched in their constitution. Why is it different here?
The difference is that if you entrench it in the constitution, as one senior advocate told us, it becomes almost impossible, so to say, to effect changes when the need for that happens in Nigeria. You know how difficult it is to make changes in our constitution. Of course, the example is the Land Use Act of 1978. We've been struggling all the years to change that, but we have not been able to because you need to get to thoughts of the federation before you can agree. So if you put procurement in the constitution, and emerging technologies and issues come up that require immediate changes, you're going to be stuck. So,
you run a federalist system. Is that necessarily a drawback in entrenching?
It's not a drawback. As a matter of fact, it should be.
Because what you're doing is encouraging the states, and they still have the option to not buy in as to the extent that you have.
Yes, I agree, but you see, I wouldn't see any public officer not wanting to do the right thing, because really, why they are there in the first instance is to serve the public, and they have sworn through their various campaigns and even during their oath of office to serve the general public, and so really, any rational person, and all of them will subscribe to good practice. Of course, what do they lose if they put the bidding process in the public domain? Right. Nothing.
The key here is transparency. Now, we heard you a few moments ago state that you recommended to certain bodies, the EFCC for instance, certain individuals who have been in breach. People are looking out here that in entrenching transparency, how well have you drummed this home? Just, recommendations to the bodies to do something about it. People are looking out for examples, cases where you have really punished people for breaches.
Yeah, but of course, the legal system in the country doesn't allow me to be a judge in my own case. And so I can't declare somebody guilty. It's only the court that can declare somebody guilty. And so I have done what I needed to do by sending to EFCC and ICPC, who will investigate and then prosecute. And as I'm talking to you now, I have sat in court giving evidence against people, and until the court declares them guilty, they are not guilty. And that's the truth. But we are prosecuting people. But I can't come on television, on newspapers, and say they are wrong until the court says so.
All right. Well,
that you understand.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Emeka Eze, for coming.
Thank you very much.
Right. In other news, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Aloma Mariam Mukhtar, has inaugurated the Nigerian Case Management System, a platform for online litigation for the Nigerian judiciary. It was at the National Judicial Institute, which serves as the hub for the system. Judiciary correspondent Femi Okewu completes the story.
The Nigerian Case Management System is a culmination of 3 years of planning by the Judicial Information Technology Policy Committee, which was inaugurated in January 2012 by former CJN Dahiru Mustafa. Beginning with the Supreme Court of Nigeria, it is to run in 16 pilot sites, which include the Court of Appeal and Federal High Courts in Lagos and Abuja, the National Industrial Court, and other selected state high courts. Chief Justice of Nigeria at the takeoff said that this will encourage a quicker dispensation of justice.
With the support of all stakeholders and partners, as well as a resolve to ensure we deliver nothing less than the best, I believe that we shall not take 30 years to give the good people of Nigeria the kind of justice system they deserve, one that is simple, fast, and effective.
Justice Kashim Zanna, the Chief Judge of Borno State, who was chairman of the committee, says the installed system is in line with the rules of court.
It's a data center. Now you have to feed the data. As you have seen, we have already demonstrated the case management system. It's going to be a gradual, step-by-step process.
Although Lagos State and the FCT High Court have before now commenced their online litigation system, the commissioning at the National Judicial Council effectively commences a national network for case management in Nigeria. From the National Judicial Council, Femi Okewu, NTA News.
The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has made adequate arrangements to ensure that all aspirants enjoy a level playing ground that will guarantee free and fair primaries. The National Organizing Secretary of the PDP, Alhaji Abubakar Mustafa, stated this in Abuja at the party's National Secretariat. Political correspondent Femi Johnson reports.
The National Organizing Secretary of the PDP, Alhaji Abubakar Mustafa, says the party will now relent in providing a conducive atmosphere for all its aspirants vying for the party's ticket. Among the governorship aspirants who have submitted forms are Ngozi Olejeme, Delta State, Kabir Abdullahi Barkia, Katsina State, Issa Danhani, Kebbi State, and a House of Representative aspirant, Saidu Njida.
From the primaries, I will expect a very level playground for all aspirants, including myself.
I answered the call of my people because my people have called me to come and serve them.
Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party has said that the last date for the return of expression of interest and nomination forms for primary elections remains Friday 14th of this month. A statement signed by the PDP National Publicity Secretary, Chief Olisametu, directed all the state chapters and aspirants to return the form to the office of the National Organizing Secretary unfailingly on that date. In Abuja, Femi Johnson, NTA News.
And as the November 14 deadline for the submission of nomination forms of the People's Democratic Party governorship primaries draws near, aspirants are rushing to beat the deadline at all times of the day. Correspondent Abdullahi Garba Birnankudu caught up with one of the aspirants, Malam Salihu Sahir Takai from Kano State, who submitted his nomination forms last night.
Malam Salihu Sagir Takai from Kano is a former commissioner of local government during the administration of Malam Ibrahim Shekarau. Malam Segiru Taki, accompanied by prominent politicians from Kano State to submit his nomination and expression of interest forms, promised to bring his experience to bear when elected as governor.
What Kano needs. We were in government in the last 8 years of Malam Ibrahim Shekaru's government, and we did really what God gave us the opportunity to do.
Leading other PDP stalwarts to accompany the aspirant is former PDP chairman in Kano State, Alhaji Farouk Iya, who says it's now time for Kano to return to PDP as their aspirant is the most qualified.
PDP is still there and it's not going to go anywhere. And that is the chances.
The aspirant pledged to carry party members along in the vanguard for a new Kano State, both during his quest to govern the state and when elected into office. Take is a grassroots politician, as a one-time local government chairman and commissioner in various portfolios. In Abuja, Abdullahi Garba Bernokudu, NTA News.
First Lady Dame Patience Jonathan has challenged Nigerians to use their knowledge in different fields for the development of the nation. She stated this at the public presentation of the third volume of Professor Ben Nwabweze's autobiography entitled My Life and Work in the Search for the New, Better and United Nigeria. Correspondent Edino Justice reports.
Dame Patience Jonathan, while unveiling the book, described the legal luminary as the pride of not only Nigeria and Africa, but of the black race, saying his work covers various aspects of law, history, and politics. She added that Professor Nwabweze's scholarly work had made contribution to the transformation of the nation, an act that should be emulated by all Nigerians.
Let us show our commitment to the transformation of our country, as demonstrated in this book, and as presently being championed by the administration of His Excellency, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan.
The author, a legal icon and writer who has written over 27 books, stressed that the book is to engender solidarity towards his dream of a new, better and united Nigeria. He called for support of President Jonathan's second term for full transformation of the country.
In one term of office, it requires at least 2 terms. Begin work on the transformation of this country.
I pray that success will be for Professor Ben Nwabweze, and that success will also be for the president of this country.
He was known to have written the constitution of many African countries.
Other speakers paid glowing tributes to the legal icon, describing him as the foremost constitutional lawyer. The book reviewer, Professor Epiphany Azenge, while describing his teacher as the finest constitutional lawyer in recent history, said his pragmatic approach to developing constitutionalism and good governance stood the legal icon out. The 500-page book is in 3 parts. 1 on national transformation as the roadmap to peace. 1 part 2 discusses problems militating against nation building, and the 3rd part tries to provide solutions to them. Many describe the book as a must-read for students of law, politics, and nation builders. Edino Justice, NTA News.
Time now to join Ademola in our Lagos Network Center for stories making the rounds in that zone. Ademola, you're on.
Thank you, Cyril. Good evening and welcome to Lagos. The 2015 general elections will be more credible if Nigerians actively participate in the electoral process and engage politicians on economic and development issues. These are some of the submissions of speakers at a symposium in Lagos. Digidowu reports that former Nigerian's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Dr. Christopher Kolade, chaired the event and identified moral decadence as being the root of bad governance in the country.
Guest speaker, Professor Emewo Biakolo of the Pan-African University, set the stage for a robust conversation when he submitted that irrespective of divergent ethnic, religious, cultural and political differences, Nigerian political elites remain united only in respect of their economic interests.
With such rampant poverty, unemployment, disease, and those deficits that we suffer from as citizens, they capitalize upon this to divert attention from the real issues.
Discussions thereafter contributed and provided suggestions.
We expect them to register as voters primarily. And beyond that, if possible, they must be part and parcel of the process that leads to the nomination of candidates under the different political platform.
When you measure something to a political leader, you mention some amount of money through research. They won't speak because they know what they are doing.
Organizers say the forum is to deepen knowledge and inspire the younger generation to positive action.
If you are a person without courage, a person without integrity, a person without morale, it's all empty. And that's the way we need to be thinking.
Everybody is complaining that our young people are not doing well. We do not want to join in that complaint. We are interested in seeing how we can find solution to that challenge.
Students from different tertiary institutions were present at the symposium. In Lagos, Dijido, NTA News.
The federal government is making necessary arrangements to develop the National Theatre into a modern, mixed-use commercial and business development resort center. To this end, a public-private partnership procurement approach has been employed. Annie Daniels reports that this was disclosed in Lagos at a forum on the concession of the fallow land around the National Theatre.
The planned development, according to the General Manager, National Theatre, Lagos, Malam Kabir Yusuf, will sit on about 134 hectares of land, out of which the existing main bowl of the National Theatre currently occupies just 10 hectares. An initial master plan containing the facilities, he says, has been created.
By 15th, we'll do London, and 16 will be in Dubai, and South Africa 1st and 2nd December, to sell the project, the bankability of the project, to the international community.
Minister of Tourism, Culture and National Orientation, Adam Duke, noted that the opportunity is worth exploring to further boost the culture and tourism sector.
Anywhere else in the world, not in Accra, do you have a location which is virgin and in excess of 120 hectares of land?
Other speakers at the event noted that the project, when completed, will, among other things, promote healthy cultural activities and habits in the society, as well as increase the revenue generation capacity of government and private sector investors. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
The Dangote Group has taken bold steps to improve the standard of cement it produces both for local and regional markets. The cement manufacturing giant has launched the Dangote 32.5 and 3X cement in Lagos. Today, Saiki has the details.
In recent times, there have been concern over the standard of cement either imported or manufactured locally in Nigeria. This is as a result of the regular collapse of buildings in some parts of the country, which in many cases are ascribed to the quality of cement used. It is against this background that the sub-regional cement giant Dangote Cement PLC took a stand to right the wrongs of the past in the cement industry. Group Managing Director Mr. Devakumar Edwin said the company will always continue to produce international standard cement in the sub-Saharan Africa in line with the Standard Organization of Nigerian directive.
We have our fixed prices in the entire south-south, southeast and the southwest. Our transportation price is just 100 naira per bag. And in the middle belt, it is about 150 naira per bag. In the northwest, north central, and the northeast, right up to Sokoto, from Sokoto up to Maiduguri, it's 200 naira per bag. So we have equalized the prices.
In that portfolio, by ensuring we actually have cement solutions in the plastering, the building, as well, as the high-end, space.
The honorary advisor to the president of Dangote Group, Mr. Joseph Makoju, described the product as novel, as it is aimed at reducing the burden of the end users, especially at a low cost. The representative of the Director General Standard Organization of Nigeria, Mrs. Cynthia Ifeagu commended Dangote Cement for their efforts at meeting the required standards in cement production. In Lagos, Tunde Saiki, NTA News.
See the Nigerian child, really see them, but not in this present squalor, nor for the 10.5 million who may never become architects, engineers, teachers, artists, or rocket scientists. See in them the possibilities that they can serve for humanity. See in them the infinite potential that they bear. See in them all that any nation needs to regain or even surpass her past glory. True greatness lies in the education of all, regardless of race, age, class, religion, or gender. A sound foundation in education.
There are those that want to divide Nigeria, to take us back to another time. But the future belongs to you, and the better future is the one we are building together. Together we have built the largest economy in Africa. And now we must lift up every Nigerian child, strengthen education in every corner of the country, keep building the infrastructure of a modern society, the roads that bring commerce, the energy and water and prosperity to lift up every family. So, to those that want to divide Nigeria, we say the future is hard work, but we are building it together. We can't go back. The future belongs to us. Good luck, Jonathan. One Nigeria, moving forward together.
Active Fruit Juice, unique quality blend of 6 citrus fruit juices with added vitamin C. It's the perfect choice of refreshment for an active lifestyle.
One of those.
Chivita Active. Be active. Do more. Get more out of life.
House of Cheese. I need a great deal. The best price I can get. That's why I shop on Jumia.
Quality you can trust. You can count on us.
Incredible Angel smartphones starting from 13,999 naira at jumia.com.ng. Jumia, the online shop you can trust.
Africa. Some see it as a land of challenges. We see it as a land of endless opportunities, where success comes from hard work and determination, and having a strong partner. Boxer, engineered to be stronger, engineered to last longer, because to make it in Africa, you need to be stronger for longer. Boxer, made stronger to last longer.
Airtel, always on with destination news. Airtel Internet, the smartest network for your smartphone. Dial *401# to activate.
The EcoBank Giant Prize Giveaway promo is here again with loads of prizes. Just save 10 or 50,000 naira in your EcoBank account for 2 months and you can win home appliances, smartphones, inverters, and so on. But you leave the money for 6 months, you stand a chance of winning the grand prizes of 1 million naira and 2.5 million naira cash at the grand draw. This promo is from September 1st to February 28, 2015. Open an EcoBank account now. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Returning to our top story tonight, on Monday's suspected suicide bomber who detonated explosive devices strapped to his body, killing 49 students and injuring more than 79 others at the government secondary school Potiskum in Yobe State. Our correspondent Mustafa Yusuf Musa now brings us a report from the scene of the explosion.
In the heart of the town and has enrollment of 2,000. According to Muhammad Adamu Isa, an SS2 student who was injured in the blast, said the incident happened at about 8 o'clock in the morning when students have gathered for Monday's assembly, not knowing that a suicide bomber was in their midst. He said the suicide bomber was an elderly man dressed in school uniform, and before they could identify who he was, the man detonated the powerful explosive straps to his body, killing 49 and injuring more than 79 students. Chairman, Yobe State Council of Chiefs, Alhaji Muhammadu Ibn Abali Muhammadu Idris, said he was shocked and disturbed by the recent spate of attacks in the town and called for calm as there was tension among the residents. On his part, the chairman, Potiskum Local Government Council, Alhaji Yusuf Yahaya, called for proactive measures as such attacks are becoming frequent in the town. Schools in Yobe State have become vulnerable and soft targets for Boko Haram attacks in the past 3 years, leading to the death of many students and injuries to others. A week ago, a similar incident occurred when a suicide bomber detonated explosive devices during a procession of the Shia group in Potiskum, killing many people. In Damaturu, Mustafa Yusuf Musa, NTA News.
Turning to business now, Nigeria's inflation eases to 8.1% in October, plus 2 laboratories in Nigeria get certificate to carry out quality infrastructure tests on Nigerian products before export. The details on business news with Shikola Ipinai.
Welcome to Business News. The consumer price inflation is for the second consecutive month to 8.1% in October from 8.3% the previous month. The National Bureau of Statistics in its monthly Composite Price Index report says the decline for the month of October was driven by lower food prices. The report shows that food prices, which is the biggest contributor to headline inflation, declined to 9.3% last month, down from 9.7% in the previous month. In October, the pace of increase in food prices eased for the second consecutive month, representing the lowest price increase since March 2014. Nigeria now has national quality infrastructure laboratories, as 2 laboratories in Nigeria get certification to carry out quality infrastructure on Nigerian products before export. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investments, Dr. Olusegun Aganga, revealed this at a forum in Abuja. Aganga said before now, Nigerian exporters rely on quality control laboratories outside of the country for certification. This costly and rigorous exercise has often resulted to loss on the part of Nigerian exporters.
And once they've been tested in those laboratories, there are no things that can happen. If the level of zinc is higher than it should be, they can work with your level of iron is higher than what it should be. They can work with you to get to the right level.
Let's see how the market opened the week this Monday. That's business news. I am Shikola Ipinaye. Network News will continue. Stay tuned.
The Supervising Minister of Information, Dr. Nuruddin Mohammed, has charged chief executives of parastatals and agencies in the ministry to promote the influence of Nigeria in global affairs by providing correct information about the country to the rest of the world. Correspondent Anthony Forsin reports that Dr. Nuruddin Mohammed gave the advice at his maiden meeting with the chief executives.
Dr. The global ascendancy of Nigeria said it can only be achieved through the dissemination of the right information about the nation in the right way.
These are challenging times for all of us, and the role you play and how you play it and what you do will have significant impact.
He said as Nigeria currently is experiencing some developmental challenges, information managers should redefine their roles in promoting nationhood and national security. Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information, Dr. Folashade Yemieson, expressed confidence that the supervising minister will bring his wealth of experience from the Foreign Service to bear on managing the reputation and image of Nigeria. Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, Shola Omole said, in view of the growing influence of Nigeria in global affairs, the country must be in the vanguard of information dissemination, pledging the readiness of the chief executives to work with the supervising minister.
It bestows upon us a huge responsibility in terms of global affairs. We look forward to working with you in a very proactive, very profitable and productive manner.
For the Director General Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria and his counterpart from the Voice of Nigeria, they all lent their voices to that of the DG NTA.
We will also ensure that he has a very resoundingly successful tenure by way of making sure that all the objectives and the dreams he has for the Ministry of Information and those of us in the parastatals under him are effectively realized and appreciated by all Nigerians, and that I promise you we will all do.
What is important is the focus and the determination to succeed, and I see in him a determination to succeed.
The meeting of the chief executives is to acquaint the minister with their respective roles in public information management and dissemination. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Changes at Ebonyi State Legislative House. Let's link up with Chiegonu in our Enugu studio.
Good evening, Cyril, and welcome to Enugu. The Ebonyi State House of Assembly has suspended 2 of its members for an alleged plot to impeach the Speaker. Emmanuel Nwizu has the report.
Members, Mr. Ogboniya Ikro, representing Afikpo Northwest Constituency, and Mr. Oliver Nwachukwu, representing Abakaliki North Constituency. The acting majority leader, Mr. Ogboniya Nwifu, condemned the alleged plot to impeach the Speaker, saying that the action is capable of causing confusion in the states. The motion, which was seconded by Mr. Joseph Obashe, was unanimously accepted. The Speaker, Mr. Chukwu Mawazenko, and other members of the House spoke on the need for peace and unity.
And if you look at what is happening, you will discover that you have a man called Chukwu, a man of peace. And since he is a man of peace, there is need for people of this state to allow him to enjoy that peace.
We do not want to continue to be a house of wisdom, a house where everybody will talk about impeachment. But we have to move forward, and time to move forward is now.
The House of 24 members had 10 members in attendance during the sitting. The House is to reconvene on 15 December 2014. From Ebonyi State House of Assembly Complex in Kaliki, Emmanuel Nwizu, NTA News.
And that's how we conclude tonight's news. But we remind you as we leave you that it's your right to challenge anybody suspected to be involved in unwholesome activities around you. Be security conscious. This message is from the Directorate of State Security. That's how it's been tonight. We thank you for watching. From all of us, it's good night.